Russia against Scotland in Pool A of the Rugby World Cup. Scotland had a wee bit of a break. They've only had the two games. Final game for Russia before they call it quits. They are at the bottom of Pool A with the 3 losses. They've probably gained a lot of respect from those of us who don't get to see them play that often, and that they've been better than probably most people expected them to be. Scotland, as I said, had a bit of a break and have had 2 kind of mixed games. One game where they were really dominated and lost. One game where the scoreline was really excellent. They got the perfect result they needed, albeit the game was a bit messy, but that stadium has proven to be one where a lot of teams end up having a bunch of handling errors. So either way, for this game, all the pressure's on Scotland. They need to go out and get a big win. A bonus point win is the minimum requirement for this one because the pool is that tight. It's already a pretty tough job for them, but they need to get a bonus point win here. Russia, the captain Artemyev's talked about it before. It's all about just getting people's respect, and they've already done that, so they can just go out and play. Both sides have made changes. Scotland definitely have one eye on their final game against Japan, which has only got a very short turnaround after this game. So that's largely why I think the 2 squads that line up will be pretty different from this game and from that game. So I'll put the squads in the description so you guys can have a look. It is the first meeting between these sides as far as I could see, so there's not really much to go by in terms of their history, but in terms of the squads, Kinghorn is in, Seymour is in, and Darcy Graham moves from right wing to left wing, so that's the back 3. Duncan Taylor is up from the bench to 13. Pete Horne gets a game. He wasn't in the matchday 23 thus far, so he is in at 12. Adam Hastings starts. He was on the bench for the last one, and George Horne also starts. He was from the bench as well. So Darcy Graham is the only guy who started in the last game, and even he has had to shift position. Front row, Reid, George Turner and Zander Fagerson. That's 2 guys from the bench, and George Turner is new to the 23. Scott Cummings and Ben Toolis are the second row. Again, Toolis is into the 23, and Cummings is up from the bench. John Barclay is new to the 23. Fraser Brown is apparently playing in the back row once again, so that's always a bit of fun. He's done it before for Scotland, so it's not a huge surprise. And Ryan Wilson is also up from the bench. So the whole squad, Darcy Graham is your man who started last time. That is it. Everybody else was either not in the 23 or were on the bench. So it's the time to do it. As I said, Scotland have known about this schedule, and this is their way to manage it. So we'll see how well it pays off. The bench is McInally, Simon Berghan, Nell, Gilchrist, Bradbury, Ritchie, Pyrgos, and Harris. So Pyrgos has been called up because Price's injury. So I think it's his first game of the World Cup. And your big names. There's no Hogg, there's no Gray, no Russell, no Laidlaw. So keeping these guys powder dry for that next game against Japan is really on the cards. But still can't get too far ahead. There is a job to be done here against Russia, who, as I said, have been better than expected. I also forgot to mention Dell, I believe, is still recovering from an injury, so that's why he is not in the squad as well. So Scotland, as I said, have had a bit of a break since their game against Samoa Monday last week, so it's been quite a while. And for Russia, they played on Thursday against Ireland, so it's not a super short turnaround, but it's still far shorter than Scotland's one. In terms of their squad, and it sucks because I'm just starting to get used to some of these guys' names now, and then this is their last game. But Artemyev still there at fullback, Davydov still there on the right wing. They've made changes to the midfield, to the left wing, that's Sozonov. 9 and 10 remains the same though. Front row has moved up from the bench except for Gotosev. New second row up from the bench, and 2 of the 3 back rowers are new to the 23. So Russia, I guess, last game, time to give some guys a run, give them some minutes, say they've played at a World Cup. Also fresh legs after the turnaround, so we'll see if these guys can put up a fight as they have been doing. If you look at the predictions though, the algorithm with Rugby Forecast has Scotland by 36 points. Interestingly, this is one time where the bookies actually go lower than the algorithm. Generally, when they're different, it's the bookies that go a bit more extreme. But the bookies have got Scotland by 32. If you look at Russia's 3 losses thus far, average loss is by 27 points. So if Scotland can win by 36 or 32, I think that'd be a pretty good effort, despite the fact that Ireland kind of got criticised for only beating them by 35. So only by 35. Bonus point win is definitely what is needed from Scotland for this one. We will see how it goes. You guys let me know your thoughts on the squads. How well do you think Scotland will go? Do you back them to get the bonus point win? Do you think it might be a bit of a struggle with Russia, I guess, playing for their lives because it's their last game. It's their last chance to show something before the World Cup ends for them. But yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.